Before I tell you this story, you need to understand something. What you're about to hear was punishable by 10 years in prison. For 70 years, 11,000 American women carried a secret so dangerous they couldn't even tell their own husbands. Some took it to their graves. But here's what terrifies me most. Without these women, you might be speaking German right now. Because in 1942, America was losing World War II, badly. And the only way to win was to read the enemy's mind. This is the story they tried to bury. This is Cipher Chronicles. And this is how 11,000 women, classified for 70 years, won World War II in complete silence. December 7th, 1941. Pearl Harbor. In 2 hours, Japan destroys half the Pacific Fleet. 2,403 Americans dead. 8 battleships sunk. But here's what they didn't tell the public. Japanese diplomats had been sending encrypted warnings for weeks. America just couldn't read them. By mid-1942, the Axis powers controlled most of Europe and the Pacific. Every day, thousands of encrypted enemy messages flooded American intelligence stations. Battle plans, troop movements. The information to win the war was right there, but it was gibberish. William Friedman, America's top cryptographer, suffered a nervous breakdown trying to crack Japanese codes. The military was desperate. So desperate, they made a radical decision: recruit women. Deep inside the War Department, a controversial meeting took place. Now remember, this is the 1940s. Women couldn't serve in combat. Most generals thought trusting them with military secrets was insane. But Colonel Frank Moorman argued, we need mathematicians, linguists, and frankly, most of our best students are women. He was right. Letters went out to elite women's colleges across America: Wellesley, Smith, Vassar. The letters said almost nothing, just important war work, mathematics required, utmost secrecy essential. Thousands of women responded, but the interviews were bizarre. One recruit described hers. A man took me to a locked room, no windows. He asked if I could keep a secret even from my mother. I said yes. He leaned forward and whispered, even from God? She passed. 11,000 women passed. Arlington Hall, Virginia, a former girls' school now surrounded by barbed wire and armed guards. Inside, rows of women staring at encrypted enemy messages, trying to crack codes experts said were impossible. This was America's cryptography nerve center, and it ran 24/7. The code girls worked in shifts, 8 hours on, but most stayed 12, 16 hours. Why? Because every message they cracked could save lives. Think of it like the world's deadliest puzzle. An encrypted message arrives. Complete gibberish. But these women notice patterns. They spot anomalies. They test thousands of combinations. And when they crack it, they decode the future. May 1942. Code girls intercept Japanese messages discussing AF. They figure out AF means Midway Island. American commanders set a trap. 4 Japanese carriers destroyed. The entire Pacific War shifts in one battle. All because these women read the enemy's secret plans. June 1944. D-Day is coming. Code girls decrypt German messages revealing every defensive position along the French coast. 175,000 Allied troops land knowing exactly where the enemy is. The largest invasion in history succeeds. Because the code girls gave them the map. These women broke codes faster than enemies could send them. German and Japanese officers were having conversations, and American women were reading every word in real time. The code girls weren't just supporting the war effort. They were the war effort. But what happened next will make you question everything, and I need you to hear this. August 15th, 1945. Japan surrenders. World War II ends. In Times Square, soldiers kiss nurses. Parades fill the streets. And the code girls? They were handed a document. The Official Secrets Act. It said, reveal anything about your work, get 10 years in prison. No exceptions, even decades later. Total silence, forever. One code girl went home to her family. They asked, what did you do in the war? She said, office work. For 60 years, that's all she ever said. Another woman kept a diary. When she died in 2005, her family found every page about code breaking had been torn out. She destroyed her own memories to protect the secret. These women won World War II, literally, and they couldn't tell anyone. They watched movies glorify male code breakers and stayed silent. They read history books that credited men for their discoveries. They went to veteran reunions where no one knew these women existed. Why did the government erase them? because revealing how America broke codes could help future enemies. So the files stayed locked. Top secret. 11,000 women who saved millions of lives got nothing. No medals, no recognition. Their reward? Silence. But secrets never stay buried forever. Historian Liza Mundy discovers declassified documents referencing thousands of female cryptologic personnel, but almost no details. She starts investigating, tracking down surviving code girls now in their 90s. In 2017, she publishes Code Girls. The book becomes a bestseller. Suddenly, 70 years later, the world knows. Surviving code girls finally speak. One of them, Irma Anderson, age 97, says, "I never thought this day would come. I thought I'd take this secret to my grave, but now everyone knows." In 2019, the National Security Agency unveils a memorial. Surviving women attend. They receive standing ovations. One elderly woman starts crying. She says, "For 70 years I thought what I did didn't matter, that no one would ever care. But you do. That's why history matters. Because these women proved brilliance has no gender. Courage has no uniform. And the real heroes are often the ones history tries to erase." 11,000 women, classified for 70 years, but their impact? Unstoppable. You're watching this in English because of them. Modern encryption exists because of them. Every secure message you send stands on the foundation they built. This is Cipher Chronicles. Our mission? Decode every secret history tried to bury. Subscribe now and hit that notification bell. Next week, the Native American code talkers whose language became an unbreakable weapon. Now here's where you come in. The government kept these women silent for 70 years. Was that justified? Should national security always come before recognition? Drop your answer in the comments and tell me, who else did history forget? The most liked comment becomes our next investigation, because the real story is always worth finding. This is Cipher Chronicles, decoding history, one secret at a time.